Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid. We're hopping back into our game with Late Age Ulm. It's the Sound and the Fury. It's turn 51. And if you recall last episode, we had some failed sieges, and we were fighting with Erythria. So, we get assassinated here. This is against our Banelord, which I had kitted out, so he has a chance to kill the Elemental. I don't think Vine Shield, though, works against Trample, which is too bad, because it would be quite strong if it did. But anyway, he gets just raffle stomped. So I take that back. There was no chance of me winning that fight. We also send our horrors in, and we got a really good roll. I think when it's very rare you get 5 horrors with 1 lesser horror summoning, so that's quite nice. I don't know if you saw that the Springhawks all just popped when they jumped in, and then we killed their PD. So very, very efficient. And then look at this. Found a magic site, enchanted field, that's 1 astral. And then we found 3 fire gem sites here. Look at that. Look at that. Our fire income now is pretty awesome. It went from whatever to 6 to 9. Cannot complain. And then we have battles. We're going to go through these. So, okay, he sent 1 guy to die. Oh, this looks like it was a magic duel, maybe? The Zots got killed. If you recall, they had been raiding. Okay, let's watch this. So this is on top of the Greenwoods, which is the fort that he had. So he comes out and is going to try to clear these guys off. And Bloodletting is not going to be very efficient against the King of Earth Elementals. It is very good at killing all of my blood slaves. And this is a lot of blood slaves. That was, it's sufficient to, like, a vampire count not getting summoned. So it's definitely annoying. But if this is the cost I have to pay to keep that big army all locked up inside the fort, then I'm okay with that. At the end, the battle times out. We can't kill him with the skeletons. And then that is that. Okay, let's check this out. He also tries to attack me here with these Atlantean militia, and it doesn't go so well for him. Because basically my vampire jumps in while we've still got a little support. Uh-oh, it looks like he's gonna die, but in the replay, in the real game, he doesn't. Yeah, okay. Just trust me when I say that I won that. I think this group routed later, and then, yeah, my vampire jumped in and did some work. So anyway, this turn's pretty recent. It's only from, like, 3 turns ago, but I think, yeah, the battle replays are no longer accurate. Or no, this is 1 turn ago. 3, I don't know. So just raiding. Okay, let's check this out. He's coming in to try to take this, and I just have PD, so I probably am gonna lose, but Heavy Cav do pretty good. No vampires, unfortunately. So if we look at that one, that was this. So I'm expecting the raiding to continue, him to come here. Yeah. So, let's, before I get to my moves, let's do this. We also had hired some mercs. We got these, little Ichthid warriors as our mercs, and so anyway, we take the Triton Sea, which actually is a really good province. It's 130 income. And okay, here is a battle between us and, okay, so I was moving in a group to take his fort, and it seems that he has moved a group in to kill my dudes. And he's got a pretty big skelly spam squad. We killed most of his sacreds, but he's also got Howl up now, and Howl is going to eventually hurt my mages, and it's going to distract my archers a lot. And we do have banishment coming down and things like that, but it's not quite powerful enough. This is, if you've never seen Utgard, Utgard has probably some of the best skelly spam in the game. They can do communions. These guys do Sabbath communions. And you get 2 of them. He's got one of my gem generating items on here that's gonna make sure they always have some slaves so they can enter into the communion. And then these ladies basically just spam to their heart's content. And these are basically huge skelly spam batteries. Yeah. So anyway. Looks like now I'm gonna lose this. There's just too much skelly spam for me to keep up with. And because he's in a communion, they don't really tire out the same way normal skelly spammers do. They just keep going and going and going and going, and then Hal's distracting my archers. And yeah, I'm gonna lose a lot here. So that was really well played. This is Utgard just whomping me with just a shoestring. I kill his sacreds and one of his guys, but look at this. I mean, just a massacre. Got all my ghoul guardians, which, you know, shit, I need those against Lemuria, and I can only get them really slowly. I got one of my black priests, 2 of my astral dudes, my Zweihanders. I mean, I just got crushed, just totally crushed. So I think I need a different plan before I go to keep taking their forts, because that's pretty damn strong. Okay, and okay, so we captured this fortress. Not this one. Okay, well, let's watch the battle in the fortress of Mictlan, see if I finally get them. So these guys are going to attract the archer fire, most likely. Oh, no. Okay, we almost got this guy, but not quite. And yeah, Hal just, look at that. It just distracts my guys so bad. My archers are just totally worthless now because of Hal. And that's new. He hasn't used Hal in his forts before, but yeah, now I lose again another fort, and my guys are just getting totally picked off. So I'm very sad. Flame Eruption's coming out. That's a kind of cool spell. You don't see that too much. Oh god, the skelly spam. Okay. We're gonna... Yeah, it's... Maybe fire elementals could get through it, but then again, there's Hal. I don't know. I think I didn't fully realize how impactful Hal was. Okay, let's watch this. We've got a battle with Utgard and Lemuria. So this is a big group from Lemuria. I mean, it's got all of his Grand Lemurs. He's doing Winds of Death, Rigor Mortis, Grip of Winter. Now, I believe this guy's cold-blooded. Do we see it somewhere? I forget the graphic for cold-blooded. Okay, maybe he's not. So we'll see. Body Ethereal is not that great against Lemuria because all of his dudes are magic weapons, and then these devils are going to do a shit ton of damage. Does he have flame resistance? Not yet. If he casts Temper Flesh, he will have flame resistance. I don't know if he's going to get Temper Flesh off. He really needs it, though, with these devils around him. Right now, his fatigue is 29. Does he have regeneration? Yeah, he does. Okay, so he gets the devils. His fatigue is going down. Maybe he'll get... Does he have Temper Flesh on? Oh, he hit... It looks like Did he do liquid body instead? Because I don't see any fire resistance anyway. It doesn't matter anymore. Liquid body's fine. The nice thing about liquid body is you get affliction resistance. The problem with this is if the paralyzed dudes, I don't see any of them, but if he had mixed paralyzed dudes in, which he should have done if he's gonna fight a super combatant, when he gets paralyzed, he'll eventually die, because he'll start getting hit way more because he has no defense. Oh, it looks like we have fire shield up, but I don't see it. Oh, maybe that's just the stone bird. But yeah, he's done summon earth power. His reinvigoration is 8, but still it's starting to climb with rigor mortis and grip of winter. Does he have cold resistance? Cold resistance would be pretty... He does. Okay, so grip of winter is not going to affect him. And that body ethereal is actually really helpful with the skelly spam, because these skeletons actually are going to do more damage in general than the ghosts. Because they don't have an MR negates attack. The ghosts, these spectral things, there's an MR check for it to actually do damage. So you have to pass defense, and then you have to pass MR to do damage. If you don't pass, then your attack will do half damage. So the skeletons actually can be a higher damage output unit. And that's... So Body Ethereal actually turns out to be a good choice in that case. Now let's see how he's holding up. He's got a lot of afflictions, a diseased, a chest wound, so his encumbrance, he's probably going to have fatigue issues, yeah. He's also muted, which is annoying to happen on your god. And we're pretty close to the battle ending. I think there's probably going to be a rout. Because it looks like... he does have regeneration. Is this an unfriendly Dominion though? I wonder what his max HP is. 155? Okay, so he's staying right at his max HP. Okay, and then Lemuria routes. Is he berserked, I wonder? No, I think Lemuria just routed. If the battle times out, that would be very unfortunate. And with that, yeah, this guy takes out an entire army. He's got 750 kills. Holy shit. Look at that. You would think he would have had the Wraith Lord run in and fight. That Baneblade would have done some work. It definitely would have gotten this guy decayed. And his age wouldn't have gotten him, but decay will also do damage over time in addition to making you older. So that would have been maybe a good idea. Which battle was that? This one? Yeah. So Utgard not only wrecking my shit, but also wrecking Lemuria's shit. There's me getting my shit wrecked by him. And I think that's about it for the battles, so hopefully we can... Oh wait, did we watch that twice? Wait, that was the Fortress of... Okay, there were 2 times I got my shit wrecked. One was in the Fortress of Mictlan, and one was in that province where I was moving to take the other fort. I'm basically gonna leave him alone, I think. I'm not looking forward to getting more of my shit wrecked, but I do think I managed to take this fort. This fort was the one where I caught his army outside of it. And there's really not much left inside, fortunately, thank God. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and this was actually the more important fort to get. Because in this we have the Azure Academy, which is going to give me Water 2 dudes, which is pretty good because with items you can get up to Water 4 with a Water 2. You get the bracelet and then a robe of the sea, and you're good to go. And I can also do the sight searching spell, which I will do. And then I get the sages too, which are really good for research. So I'm probably going to crank these guys out until I have like 5 or 6 of them, and then I'm going to switch to sages, which are going to give me better research. I still do want Micklin. I'm not sure how I'm going to get inside. My current plan is we're going to take this guy with a boatload of gems. We got fire ones for him, and then we're going to bring this guy, and then we're going to do elemental spam. We're just going to make as many elementals as we freaking can. I haven't scripted them yet, but anyway, they're going to move on top, and that is the plan. I don't know if it will work. It probably won't. I'm totally freaking failing at sieging. Then, this fort we've now broken, so we're going to storm this castle, and on top of this fort, I've hired almost all the mercenaries. And if we look at them, I've got these guys who are pretty sweet. They're basically like the Tianchi horse archers. We've got this guy with some chaff that are going to be up front, and then most importantly, we have this guy. This is an awesome merc. If you get these guys, they're so strong. They're going to jump in, hold an attack rear. They're going to jump in and just murder the back line. So it makes taking castles really easy with them. And you know, he may have some troops in here, and then he may choose to merge this. I don't think he will. I think this castle's probably lost to him. Now, what he might have done was take this army and pull it out and come protect his flank, but I've kept it pinned in. I don't know what he's expecting me to do this turn, but I don't really want to keep these guys all sitting here on top of this fort. So some of the vampires are here because we won that battle against the Earth King of Elemental Earth. But some of them retreated over into these provinces. So what we're going to do actually is this. We're going to continue raiding. We held off here. We are going to attack this with 2 dudes. I'm assuming he's going to move his troops out. And we're going to try to take his cap. Or at least lock it down. That will shut off some of his key unit production, like his Soldiers of the Setting Sun and also his mages. And it will diminish his income significantly. Along with this, I'm the bigger economy, so just beating him up economically, not only in terms of attrition, but also in terms of rating. I don't really want to... He's got a big enough tech advantage. I don't think I can kill him quickly. I could have, if this bloodletting trap worked. Then I could have conquered his whole empire, but as it stands with that big army floating around, I would rather just have him as an ally. So... I need to do probably a few more turns of economic damage, and then the wisdom of making peace with me will become clear. Let's see, any events? We got some pearls, we got some blood slaves. But we lost some income. That's not bad when you take misfortune scales. Trying to think if there's anything else. These guys are kind of done. I should go ahead and attack, but I think we're just going to patrol in case he tries to raid and take this. I don't know. That's basically it. We're moving in to have another battle to take this. We're starting to recruit water mages here, and we are storming this fort. And let's go ahead and hop into the next turn. Turn 52. Okay, so we also cast horror a couple more times. So we cast horror here, and I only got 1 lesser horror. That's kind of like the worst horror you can get. It's good against thugs. It's pretty bad against everything else. Some praying manti underwater. Don't know how these guys are gonna do. Are they poor amphibians? Yeah, they're poor amphibians, so their stats aren't that great. Yeah, not going great. Okay. I think this one, we killed some of his real troops, so it's not horrible, but not worth it. No magic sites. Let's check out the good stuff. Okay, well, I lost a priest who was holding a lightless lantern to horrors, which will happen. Okay, let's watch this battle. So he's attacking me here, and I've got 2 vampires So he's got... That was this group that he took this other fort back, or this other province that I had raided back. But I've got 2 vampire... I think I had them blood hunt. I don't think they found anything because there's no blood slaves. But they make a fair amount of undead. And the undead are pretty good against these guys because these guys rely on the fact that they have Sun All, which... yeah. But with the undead, they don't really care about all. And then my vampires are going to jump in. Q vampires, okay, there they go. And then we have a rout, and then they're going to jump in and hopefully catch some of the retreaters. Yeah, so unfortunately we didn't get a surround or anything like that, but we killed half of them and their commander, not bad. I think they were 25 gold apiece, or 30 gold apiece, so yeah, that's a fair amount of money. About 1,000 gold of stuff we killed. And here we go. Lemuria, Utgard continuing to keep some of his lands. Okay, let's watch this. So it looks like they have finally managed to kill the mighty serpent. And it's the same business as before. Oh, except we have Soul Slay spam. And there we go. They get him with Soul Slay. That's the problem. Let's watch that again. I want to see what his MR was. 3 guys doing Soul Slay will often get you, but not always. $18, so that's not super high. Yeah. And also versus Lemuria in general, you kind of want to have anti-magic up, which is really what... That... He might have won this fight if he had anti-magic, but still, you know, given enough time, and enough of these immortals trying to hit you with Soul Slay, eventually you're going to get hit. So that's unfortunate. This guy was just pinging this province that I attacked with Pars, and because there were troops there, I had him scripted to retreat. Okay, and then here, let's watch this. This is their capital, and this is like 6 vampires with a few blood slaves. And they're going to do reinvigoration, get all their fatigue healed up. And then they jump in. If you recall a couple episodes ago, I was saying, oh, I thought these guys had fear. Turns out they don't, not even the Vampire Lords. I don't know if they did in Dom 4, I might go check, but they definitely do not in Dom 5. Which does mean a horror helmet is not a bad pickup on them, since fear is particularly good on death mages if they don't have fear already. And here's the battle in Copper Canyons where we have a bunch of mercs and we're going to try to take this fort. So he's got some archers, he's got the wall defense, and he's going to try to make a front line with elementals, and we'll see how that works. So Flaming Arrows comes out, doing a lot of damage. And then these sylphs, is I believe what they're called. Yeah, they're basically like little air elementals. They kill all those mages in like a heartbeat, and so we take the fort. Lost 100 units, most of which were kind of chaffy stuff. I did lose a lot of the sylphs, unfortunately, but they're mercs, so... Such is the life of a mercenary, you get put on the front line. We got a Stalker, which is a kind of cool unit. We found a Copper Deposit, which is a gold income site, and then our PD got raised by 15. So that's kind of cool, it's 25 here. I'm not, what kind of PD is it? No, it's kind of shitty PD. Why do I, oh, okay. I think that's about it. Did we fight in the Fortress of Mictlan yet? No. So this turn we're going to fight in the Fortress of Mictlan. We are going to try... Now, maybe I should have done the wolves too. But the wolves were kind of getting in the way. I'm doing a bunch of fire elementals. And I'm doing some earth elementals. And I'm hoping that they will eat through the Skelespam, because those are some of the things that are good against Skelespam. I'm not totally sure about the Howl part. So yeah, anyway. But actually, I'm not sure if he can even cast Howl. He's only got 4 mages, I think, inside. I don't know if that's enough for him to get it off. Because Howl, you have to be Nature 3, and on top of that, you need to spend 3 gems. So you can't cheat it. Like, if you're only Nature 2, you can't spend extra gems and cast Howl. I don't know if he can get to Nature 3. You know, the other option is I could just freaking move these guys in and magic duel them. I don't really want to do that. It's normally something you do as an underdog, and I shouldn't be an underdog, but I'm getting my ass handed to me by freaking 2v1 Utgard. I mean, Utgard's fighting the 2 biggest nations in the game, and he is decidedly holding on to his shit. I mean, he's had some pretty big losses here, but yeah. It is unfortunate. So we're doing that, and I'll tell you, as this turn ended and Erythria talked about... basically, when I took his cap and then raided this shit and killed his stuff, and he didn't even try to come out of here, because I just left one dude on top, I basically offered him peace, because I don't want to have to fight this army. I mean, I'm getting money from raiding, and maybe I shouldn't have peace, but the opportunity cost of me fighting him is really big. I'm having to use my vampires, and I would much rather have them blood hunting. So, like, the income from a few lands, plus the cost of attrition, plus the cost of having him earth attack my dudes, plus. I would much rather have these guys blood hunting. So, we've agreed to peace. I'm going to take this back. I get to keep this. So I expanded by 2. I also probably get to keep this, though we didn't explicitly talk about it. And then I'll probably take this from Pythium, since he's pretty much toast, but from Abyssia now. I mean, there's no way this army's coming off. Yeah. So that's good. So you can see I'm pulling all my troops back. We're getting into blood hunting formation, and I want to get to like 300 or 400 blood slaves a turn, because I'm going to need a shit ton of vampires to fight Lemuria. I mean, I'm going to need so many, and then I'm going to need a lot of blood slaves to power my undead mastery, and I also am going to need a lot more research. I'm getting pretty high in research per month. 1,700 is pretty damn good. But if we do the math, I've got, let's say for the next whatever turn, it's going to average at 2,000. I got 2 turns left to level 8. And then, how many is it from 8 to 9? Is that not? Oh god, I should know that. I think it's, I want to say it's like 7,000. But I could be off. Anyway, it's 2 turns left to 8, or a little more than that, and then it's 4 turns probably. Yeah, it's probably 6 turns left to Thaumaturgy 9. So I think Lemuria will probably attack me before then, but probably not with the Doomstack, and it'll probably take Lemuria about that long to finish off Utgard. So, yeah, I think that will all kind of play itself out. I should have, like, the timing should kind of work. And once I have Thaumaturgy 9, if I play it right, I will have enough to fight both of these. Because I'm pretty sure Abyssia is going to attack me, but I think I have an ally here with Erythria. I've told Erythria, too, they can take this land on the island as long as they keep it from Lemuria. These provinces here have Utgard's dominion in it, not Lemuria's, so they still have income. Yeah. So I don't know how long they'll be an ally, but we'll see. But they're peaking in terms of power because they have their research. If they had expanded over here earlier, that would have been a good thing for them to do, and then maybe attack me in like 2 or 3 turns. That would probably be the right time to attack me as Abyssea is finishing, and then I might have to face everybody, and I'd get much smaller. And then Lemuria would be the one that's going to win, and then we would probably all team up against him. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with how it played out, because it's looking like Abyssea is probably going to chill out for a few turns. These guys are probably going to chill out, and then we're all going to fight. But we're going to fight with a timing that works for me, because I'll have Thaumaturgy 9, which will allow me to do all of the horrible things I want to do. In addition, I'm making Ancient Caskets, which is a kind of cool item. If you haven't used my Gym mod, then you won't know what it is. But basically, it's a casket with some temporary death gems it gives you, but it's really heavy, so when you lug it around, it's -4 defense. And it requires death and blood to make, so it's kind of a vampire-themed item. So that's kind of cool to actually use it on a vampire nation. But yeah, so this is good to put on your casters who are going to like do darkness and things like that. But if you don't want to put it on somebody that's going to run into combat because of the -4 defense skill. And I'm going to want those. I think I'm making a couple this turn. I'm going to want those because if I'm planning on doing tons of Undead Mastery, this is 7 gems a pop, and I might cast it 4 times in a fight. So if I have that item, then it's only going to cost me 3 gems per cast, so like 12 gems per fight, rather than the alternative, which would be much, much higher. I'm also going to be forging, and I think I'm doing it this turn, but maybe I'm not. Yeah, I'm going to be forging some Eyes of the Void. So my vampires are going to get kitted out with a Skull Staff, one of the Ancient Casks, and then an Eye of the Void. It would be nice to give them the Water Death. I can't even forge it, though. Temporary death gem item, but instead I need that penetration. And what I would really like, but I don't have a way to make it at the moment, I do have some water income now, and I have some fire income, and I have a fire booster. What I may do, and what I probably should do, is this guy, I'm going to move him back to my capital. Once he's here, I'm going to empower him in fire, and I've got 10 fire income a month. So with him empowered in fire, he can, with the fire booster, which I've already forged, it's sitting right here, he can make Rune Smashers. And Rune Smashers plus Eye of the Void will give me 4 magic penetration. So it's effectively going to undo anti-magic, which is big. And that will be the difference between 4 casts of Undead Mastery taking maybe like 15% of his troops, and then 4 casts of Undead Mastery taking 50% of his troops, and some of his commanders. So it's a big difference, and it will be... And the reason it's such a big difference is because if I take 15% of his troops, there's a good chance I don't get to keep any of them because they're going to die. If I take 50% of his troops and my troops are attacking him, there's a good chance I'm going to not only win the fight, but I'm going to get to keep a lot of his. So it's kind of like a critical mass of enslave that you need. And I believe, too, the good thing about Undead Mastery... Oh no, it's enslave. That's enslave, too. Oh, I guess it's the... I think there's a control undead... Oh, no, that's enslaved too. All the control undead spells are enslaved. Some of... What I was thinking of is some of the things are charmed. Like if you do... Where's the spell? Hellbind Heart. You'll see the effect. The damage is Charm, and the other ones that said Enslave. Charm will allow you to keep commanders without having to Gift of Reason them. They stay a commander. If you enslave a commander, though, they turn into a normal unit. So anyway, that's okay. I have a ton of pearls. I can, and if I'm running up Thaumaturgy, I will have Divine Name. If that's what it's called, yeah, Divine Name. So I'll be able to steal some of his Holy Threes. If I do that, that will help me claim thrones, which is going to be very important, because I think there will be a period in the next year and a half where I have an edge over these guys. And it could be I lose that because I get overwhelmed. Like, the second I start fighting them, Erythria is also going to fight me, and I'm not sure I can win on that many fronts. So, because of that, I want to be able to claim thrones at the right time. And the right time is not now, but it may be in a year. And getting some more Holy Threes would be a big help in that adventure. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I am still stumbling around on these thrones. Hopefully we're successful here with taking this one finally on the third attempt. You know, the third time's a charm. And yeah, we'll see you next episode.